Welcome to Iona Sports News, John Stanko, and we're here to talk about the Iona men's soccer program, who played in their first NCAA tournament game this past Thursday night, and it was an opening test for the Maroon and Gold. They faced the defending champions, the Maryland Terrapins, in Orchard Park. The Terrapins came away with a 4-0 victory, but Iona really dominated this game from the get-go. The first 15 minutes, they had multiple chances to score, but the Terrapins took a 1-0 lead into halftime. The turning moment of the game came about with roughly 30 minutes left before the end of regulation. Isan Machis missed an open net with a shot that went wide left, and it led to the final score of 4-0. However, the Gales finished the season with 14 wins, its highest total since the 2011 season. Now to talk about the game is Jack Clark, who was in Orchard Park watching the Gales take on the Terrapins. So Jack, what did you see from the game that really stood out?
I saw exactly what you stated first, was that Iona dominated the opening 15 minutes of the match. It was controlled completely by the Iona offense. They have the first two chances on net. They sail wide, but again, they set the tone early for this game. As Maryland recouped defensively and began to settle in, I think that there's a lot of adrenaline flowing for the players in that game, and I think everyone just kind of has to get settled in. Once the Maryland players did that, they began to take control of this game. They get the first goal in the first half. Iona, though, with the good play of Giuliano Santucci, their keeper in net, keeps it within a striking distance. They keep it to a one-goal game, and another takeaway from that first half and the entire game is that Maryland crowd is for real. That student section was giving Giuliano Santucci a tough time in net, but again, he came up with some key saves at the end of the half. The turning point, like you mentioned, was Makic's miss. He got a great pass inside from Mantis Lotugis, freed him up with a lot of space. I think he thought he was offsides and didn't realize how much space he had. He goes to the ground for a sliding shot that misses wide left, and maybe a minute or two later, Maryland gets another goal, and from there on out, it was a Terrapins game.
Well, Terrapins come away with a victory, but still a lot of things for the Gales to be proud of this season. What does head coach James Hamilton take from this year's group that he wants to bring forward?
James, as a head coach, was very hard on himself and his team, but I think that it was clear that he was very happy with his team's performance this season, and especially in the opening portion of that game. He said that he thought that they were the better team early on. Again, I think as Maryland, began to find its footing, they proved that they were the better team, and they proved why they are, the defending national champions. James said that he takes a lot away from the season, good and bad. He said he wants the team to confront its shortcomings this season, which, there were a couple tough losses on the year, but for the team to do what they did, win their first MAC championship and go on to the NCAA tournament, he's very pleased with what happened this season and is looking forward to next year.
Well, the Maroon and Gold have built a winning culture. Jack, thanks for joining us and talking about it.
No problem.